Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I wanted to sit down and film kind of an announcement that I have. It's something that I'm very excited about. To most people it probably won't even matter, but I figured I would share because it kind of might affect my message in some people's eyes. So basically, I have been prepping myself for 10 weeks for my first NPC competition, which will be October 28th at the Overland Park Convention Center here in Kansas City. And I always promote being able to do this yourself, take yourself through the process of an improvement season or a cutting season. You absolutely do not need to spend money on a coach. You can totally research everything for free and learn everything. I try to put out content that is helpful for those of us who want to do this on our own. And I started training with a purpose and tracking macros and kind of really coaching myself over a year ago. So last summer 2016, last spring I graduated from college, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna actually take myself through a cutting phase now, because if we're being honest, I was finally removed from the college town environment where, you go out a lot, you don't care what you eat because you drink a lot, and luckily I have a good enough metabolism that it didn't really affect me too much. But now looking back, I just look so different and I'm very happy with my progress. So bottom line, I finally got away from all that and I took myself through a cutting phase last summer. And what I did worked. So I realized, okay, I kind of got a handle on this and I know what I'm doing. Then last summer, I went to LA in August, and upon my return, I started my reverse diet and went into my improvement season, which lasted all the way from about September 2016 until June 2017. That is a long time. That's how I feel it should be to really build a good muscular foundation, especially because I was pretty small. I didn't really have that much muscle. I don't think I have a ton now by any means, but I definitely made some quality tissue gains. And I was actually going to start prepping this past spring and compete earlier this summer, but then I decided to study abroad in China. So I was like, we'll just work my metabolism up and enjoy China, and then upon return, we'll get going. And that's exactly what I did. So I've taken myself through both extremes of the spectrum, and I definitely maintained along the way there in my improvement season at some points. Sorry. So it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely I've been successful with this prep. I've lost over 20 pounds, although a substantial portion of that, less than half, but a substantial portion of that was unhealthy weight loss while I was in China, because I had my metabolism worked up so high and I wasn't eating as much there, so the weight just dropped. But even after I returned, my weight loss has been, it's fluctuated, but it's been the steady line down, decreasing weight. So that's what you want. You want to not drop weight too fast, because that is unhealthy weight loss. You're probably losing muscle. So my goal is about a pound a week, and whatever. Long story short, that's what's been going down. And so I guess I preface this with all of that because I don't want people to look at me and be like, oh, she got a coach because she couldn't do it by herself, or she didn't know what she was doing. No, I've come so far. So I just, cat's out of the bag. That's my announcement. I am working with a coach that I have dreamed of working with for years. I have followed him for years. I have followed his clients for years. And he literally he's very respected, science-based. That's what you want in a coach. You don't want someone who just gives you some cookie cutter plan and is like, okay, you're gonna lose weight. Like, yeah, you might lose weight, but it's not tailored to you. What's the science behind it? Like, I am an inquiring mind. I am a student for life. I want to know why things are happening. And the more that someone can tailor something to you, like, the more value there is in it. You know what I mean? So he's very science-based, and that is like literally my biggest reason why I wanted to work with him. And obviously he gets amazing, amazing results with his clients. And so I don't even know really how this happened. I just reached out to him and basically asked if he would be willing to do my peak week, and then things kind of transpired and we kind of talked a little bit back and forth, and I could not be more excited to announce that I am part of Team Tong Strong. I am working with Nick Tong. If you haven't seen his Instagram, go check it out right now. I'll put a screenshot on the screen. I don't know. Like, this is literally, I didn't sleep for like 4 days, and I was out of town when all this was happening. So I like literally had my computer like on my lap in the car during a road trip, using my phone as a hotspot to like email back and forth and like take my progress pictures at 4 a.m. from my camera and then like uploading them to my computer and then emailing them. And it was like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And if Nick ever watches this, he's gonna be like, oh dear God. But whatever, I'm just excited, and I think if something gets you excited, then you should share it. So that is my big announcement. I am super excited, obviously. So this week we started out, he was like, yo, you've been overtraining, and I was like, huh. But honestly, like, not a shocker to me at all, because I always have this feeling in the gym, like, oh, you could have done more. And I always think, if you could have done more, then you didn't work hard enough. And so I was just doing a lot of volume, and I had my food down kind of low and a moderate amount of cardio. So he was like, yo, you're really far out and you're overworking yourself. So let's go ahead and pull your food up and decrease your volume. I don't have any cardio this week. My carbs went up, and it has been a glorious, glorious week, let me tell you. And I just want to put a disclaimer that I know this is going to be a very brief period of time, but man, it's been great. I have a lot of work to do, and I put in my Instagram caption, this is what I signed up for. This is what I like to do. So I'm ready to work. And even the workouts have been like, they're not easy. Like, they're still hard. They're just different. And I've really been enjoying a different, like, not even a different style of training, because I'm still doing like bodybuilding exercises, but a lot of the exercises, like, I'm going to failure, and that, like, true failure. And one of my favorite things is pushing myself like past the edge. Like, some people go a rep or two shy of failure, which is like, oh yeah, bro, like, just work so hard. Push yourself to the point where you're physically incapable of completing another rep. Like, literally for shoulder press today, like, I'm sitting there, whatever, like, repping out, and then I want you to experience this. Get to a point where you're literally like, you're stuck right here. You're pushing with all your might and nothing is happening. That is failure. And like, literally the 5 or maybe even 10 reps leading up to it, you're gonna think are failure, but they're not. Like, push yourself. I don't know. It just translates into other aspects of life, and like your mental strength and everything like that. So yeah, that was kind of a side note, but I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm gonna keep enjoying this process and see what kind of package I can bring in about, today's Friday, so I'm basically 9 weeks out now. And so that's a little over halfway through prep, so 11 weeks in, 9 weeks out. And yeah, I told you, like, this is just so cool. I'm so excited. So I wanted to sit down and film this, as well as like a little update. This was my first week back to law school, and the semester that I'm currently in is like the biggest shit show of law school. Like, it's just a lot of work because of the classes that you're taking. So I'm in business organizations and federal taxation, which are the two like monsters for 2Ls. And then I'm also in civil procedure 2 because our school splits it up. Evidence, that's going to be hard, like really hard. Trial ad, and I'm doing the mock trial team, and I actually have the first competition of the whole semester, so that's going to be at the end of September. And the problem dropped this past Tuesday, and our coach wanted everything written by today, which is Friday. That includes writing. Luckily, there's the way that it breaks down is that each person only has to write 3 skills. So I'm writing a closing argument, a direct examination, and a cross examination. And since I've done it before, it didn't take me nearly as long, but the first draft you write, you pretty much trash everything. And we talked about it this morning, and he didn't really trash anything, so that was nice. But, you know, we have a ton of work to do. You redo this stuff, and you redo it, just to prepare for trial. And, like, this is what lawyers do. Like, they spend so much time, like, they front load all their work, and it's all for, you know, those few hours or days in trial. I mean, for mock trial, it's, like, limited to 70 minutes, obviously, but it's just a rewarding experience, and I was a little overwhelmed at first. I haven't slept much this week, but once I get to Friday, today, it's like my survival checkpoint because I don't have class on Fridays. So, yeah, I've made it. So I wanted to film this because I'm about to sit down. It is 2:05. I'm gonna sit down and try to do actual homework, like not the mock trial stuff, as much as I can, like the next 3 days, so I don't die the first half of next week, because next week is the first week where full mock trial practices will be going, which is another 10 hours out of my week. And then, of course, I have, like, training and prep and everything on top of all this, but sleep is for the weak, you know? Sleep when I'm dead. So I'm just grinding. I live for this. Sometimes it really sucks, but, you know, it's an adjustment, it's a challenge, and challenge is good for you. When you get out of your comfort zone, that's where things happen. If you want something, get out of your comfort zone. Make it happen. Go get it. Go chase it. Work hard. Don't complain. Okay? That might have been kind of scary. I feel like I was just kind of scary, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying, like, it's just a good feeling when you put a lot of effort into something and you get a return on your investment. So, wow, we have ranged from I have an announcement to here's my macro life to a life talk. So I'm sorry that this was everywhere. I think I might include a physique update in this video. My body has responded very well to this kind of a diet break, like a quasi diet break this week, which is dope. I mean, obviously you don't want to gain a bunch of weight back, but 100% of my trust is in my coach now, and it's great to have another set of eyes as well as Nick's scientific expertise to really, you know, nail stuff down and dial me in and, you know, restore my metabolism, because it surely was down regulating, even though I was still making progress. So yeah, the physique update might not be that impressive because I don't know what I'm gonna film it on Sunday morning, which is 2 days from now, so I don't know what I'm gonna look like. But yeah, if you watched to this point, I appreciate you so much. Please like the video, please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.